So today I'm going to show you how to do increasing and decreasing using either the Houndstooth stitch or the lemon peel stitch. So the lemon peel stitch and the Houndstooth stitch are actually the same stitches. The only difference is with Houndstooth you are running it through the secondary colour, in my case is the white, and depending on what colours is your main colour and your secondary colour, you will get different effect. You also get a different effect when you turn your work as well. So as you can see, the white is a lot more prominent and then the blue is more prominent on the other side. So that's a personal preference when you're working with Houndstooth. So the way Houndstooth and lemon peel stitch work is you'll always begin with a single and you'll always end with a double. So when it comes to increasing and decreasing, things get a little bit tricky because the way the stitch works. So as I said, it's single double all the way. So when you are, I'm going to show you using lemon peel stitch, when you are coming to do your increasing and decreasing. So we'll go with the decreasing first. So decreasing, you're going to take away 2 stitches using a 3 tog, and then when you come to do an increase you are adding an extra 2 stitches. So we'll just work on the 3 tog for a moment just so you don't get too confused. So to begin, you would start your work, obviously a single, and then the next is a double, then it's a single again. So the way to do that is you're going to insert your hook, pull the yarn through, 2 loops on the hook, and then you're going to insert into the next stitch, 3 loops on the hook, insert into the next stitch and pull through, 4 loops on the hook and pull through all 4 loops. Next stitch for me would be a double, so I can now carry on with the flow of the stitch, because that's what you have to be mindful of. Is, for instance, if you're going to do a decrease in the middle somewhere, and obviously you've got a stitch marker there, sometimes it might land double, and although that doesn't make a huge difference, but it can throw things off, especially when it's Houndstooth. So you do need to be a little bit conscious of that when you're following any of my patterns. So I might indicate where this marked stitch is, but for you, depending on the size that you're doing, you may need to do your decrease either 1 stitch before or 1 stitch after. But that's totally okay, as long as you're going to put your marker back into the center stitch. It has to go into the center stitch. So moving on, I'm going to now do the double as I normally would. And then here, because I've got double next, then it's a single back onto a double again. I would do my decrease right here because, for example, next is a double. So I'm going to do my decrease, so 1, 2 and 3. So that way my decrease will end on a single, pull through all, and then I can carry on back using a double, and then I can go back into single and double and carry on as I normally would, or as you normally would. So I'm going to take you to the next row to show you how to do your increases when it comes to increasing. So these last 3 stitches here, I'm actually just going to do another decrease. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do the stitch before because I had a double, and then I can end in a double. So my next stitch, insert, pull through, insert into the next stitch, 3 loops on the hook, last time, making sure you pull through all of those 4 loops, last stitch being a double. And then you would finish that row as you normally would. Yes, it looks a bit pucker because obviously I've just done some decreases. Well, when you're working on a big project, it doesn't always pucker like that. Well, it can, but it depends on what it is that you're doing. So chain 1 and turn your work. So now you want to do some increases. So the increase that I would do now is I would do a single, and then I would do another single. Single, then I would work a double, so ignore that single, it's 1 single, 1 double, and then 1 single. So you're technically putting 2 extra stitches into that same stitch. So now I've got 3 stitches and I would place my marker right in that center stitch. So the next stitch would be naturally a double, which is correct because from that increase. and then the next stitch along a single, and then you want to do an increase again. So theoretically, one double, one single, one double, but we know that's not going to, that works because the next stitch is a double, so we can just go straight on with a single. And that's all there is to it really. It's a case of keeping the flow of the single and the double and remembering to put the marker into that center stitch. So I've got a single, so the next stitch for me would be a double, single, double, then it'd be a single again onto that next stitch. So you can, if your marker is somewhere placed maybe on the stitch that I've just done here, you would want to go into the next stitch along, or maybe a stitch before. It depends on the single and the double. So for me the next stitch here is a double, single, back to double again, and then I can carry on and finish my work into the last stitch being a double crochet. So I hope that was useful for you, and as you can see where the increases and the decreases have kind of made the swatch very different to the original swatch for this swatch, and this is looking quite, you know, different because obviously an increase will widen and a decrease brings everything back in. And that's it. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll be back soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.